He's basically like, if I buy it, I can write it off as a business expense. Big mood when I make my video game reviews. Where are you jumping to, girl? Life's worth living, even if you're a crazy. That awkward moment and you realize your best lays came from both sides, baby. I'm starting to believe Lord of Mysteries might be legitimately the only show I watch this year that can have me as confused as it does, make me say I probably understood 0.5% of what you just showed me in an episode. Yet I feel like I didn't waste my time, that I'm like, okay, I trust you. You are building into something, and it's truly going to be great. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is where you're going to catch my full live reactions to every single episode of this greatness. Now, in a weird way, it's also one of the shows that I can fully admit, the production was average. Or even below average. I feel like it would be a harder sell, and I can't deny the fact that the production team cooking as hard as they are visually does keep not only myself, but a lot simpler minds as well engaged. It's kind of like, you know how when Oppenheimer first came out, you know, you had like Subway Surfers like on the side for some of those people just to keep them. It's kind of like that, you know, it's like flashy to keep your attention. The thing is very clearly, even without hearing from source readers, that it takes multiple rereads, a lot of interpretation, reading between the lines to fully grasp the show. I mean, it is called The Lord of Mysteries, right? You know, my face when The Lord of Mysteries has mystery to it. But at the same time, it is a lot different of a mystery than I think many of us are probably used to in recent memory. And I think it's the type of show that by the time we leave the first, second, maybe even third season, there's gonna be stuff from the early points that still won't have payoff, but when everything starts having payoff and we really start seeing the big picture, it's when it's all gonna click. And I think the fact that in the meantime, this is the selling point. This is the big thing that separates it from a lot of shows that try similar things, but people drop off before you get to some of the bigger reveals. The show's fun as fuck in the meantime. They do have action. It's not an action anime, but they do have action. There's no denying it. Look at the ghost fight in this episode as an example. The powers are cool as hell, even if I don't necessarily always understand what they're doing. I got a base level visuals and then what they're saying and then the terminology. I'm like, listen, I've been done with school for a hot minute. I don't really feel like learning my new education for the Lord of Mysteries show, but I will do my best to remember and not completely flunk the class. But the big thing is at face value, even if everything surrounding the MC is like going over our heads, jumbling us, getting us confused, there's a base understanding of who our MC is that keeps us somewhat grounded. And that's a big thing. Sometimes with these shows that try to throw a shit ton at you and you know you ain't getting answers until episode 50 potentially, and those are just going to be small answers, you're not really understanding anything about the show. Where with Klein as a character, okay, dude took over a guy who died's body, has all his memories, he knows his life story, blah, blah, blah. Probably wants to try to go back home, can't do it just yet. It's a base level understanding of a lot of things, but it keeps us grounded, so while everything else is going crazy, sometimes we feel as equally kind of fumbled and messy as he does. Which, I mean, granted, we don't have a little tappity tap and we can see everything fuzzy, so we gotta make the viewer's mind feel a little fuzzy in different ways. For a reader, it's probably the fact that you're just having to absorb so much damn information as you're reading it, and that's kind of brilliant. There's also this small moment in the episode that I really like. So it's midway-ish in the episode, and he talks about how, like, that's how Klein's mother died or whatever. And I thought to myself, it's such a blink and you miss a moment, but given the fact that he has perfect memories, seemingly, of this dude's life, what would that feel like? Imagine the fact that if you saw someone die, you saw a dead body, you heard of your friend's mother's death, right? Like, yeah, you would feel bad if you have any level of empathy in your body. But this wasn't his mother, but at the same time it is. Because, like, he has all, like, I generally wondered what that would do to you, because it's like, would you feel sad thinking of that because you have his memories? Or would it feel like a friend's, you know, like if you could see something from your friend's point of view? It's just the little things like that that really make me happy, because it's the type of stuff I love to think about if you give me the opportunity to, so that's really fun. The big thing was Triss as a character. So we kickstart this episode off with a little stage play, and I gotta admit, that shit was good. good stage production value. The song was great. It felt like a cinematic masterpiece, I ain't gonna lie. And, you know, respect, they loved him. Now, listen, I personally believe if it wasn't for the cat, Triss wouldn't have as much popularity on the stage as he did, but that's a theory for another day. Anyway, dude got laid a lot, just was charismatic as hell. Now Trissy, complete sex change, which, I love the joke where they're like, wait a second, were all these women actually first men? Listen, best of both worlds is all I'm saying. And, you know what? Props to Triss. Hot as a dude, hot as a girl. Made it work. The fight, though, was really cool. I like how it starts off. And it feels like I'm getting more of this anymore, because for the longest time, you didn't really see as many, like, Dream Eater sequences or, like, Nightmare sequences. Like, it's always, like, I would think of Scarecrow from Batman. But the idea of, like, escaping it, obviously, but the idea of, like, just things being giant and hunting you, it's pretty cool. It's like getting trapped in a nightmare and then seeing the invisibility, and there was some ghosts and stuff. It was fun. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like the fight scenes make me wonder of this, that. No, it's like it's the monkey brain in me being like, ooga booga, that's fun as hell, but I can't deny it's fun as hell. There's a lot of terminology, there's a lot of systems at play that I don't understand, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't think I'm supposed to yet. To me, this gives me the impression that by the time we get to episode 50, that's when I'm really going to start comprehending deeper things. Like, people leave comments, and I appreciate it. I read them. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're breaking down a good essay there. I'm probably not going to absorb that once I'm done reading. But I'm having fun. And at the end of the day, as long as I'm having fun watching what I'm watching, that's a good time for me. But it's definitely probably the only show that I'll watch this year, and probably for the next little bit, that I truly could leave 5 weeks into a show as confused and as surface level as I've stayed with this world, and be like, damn, I actually want to learn more. There's plenty of shows that are that surface level in terms of my interpretation, because there isn't depth to the writing. I can tell there's depth in this case. It's just, you've dropped an encyclopedia level of story, and I just read the first page, and I'm like, whew, it's good, but it's gonna take me a bit to get through this. But in the meantime, here's jingling some keys to keep my interest, and I like it. I really do. Fantastic stuff. Fights are great. The MC is actually, I really appreciate the fact that he's continuing to improve himself, even though we didn't really get the roundtable meeting this week. You know, the fact that he's talking about how, like, hey, the Hangman's changed. Like, we are getting a lot of the main plot stuff that I understand and really enjoy. But yeah, they're expanding the sidecast quite a bit alongside the world, and there's a lot I don't know, but that's part of the fun. And yeah, you know, color me surprised, Lord of Mysteries got mysteries, but damn it, do they do it in a way that maybe only they can. Let me know your thoughts down below, whether if you're an anime only like me, scratching your head but saying, damn, is that fun, or if you know the source. Let me know your feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around, to ring that bell to stay up to date on everything I upload. And of course, Patreon's where you're going to catch those full live reactions and other exclusives, like, hey, I give video shoutouts to every single one of my patrons. So today we got Brennan M. Gibbons, Neko Chibi, June 96, Miguel Frances, Kim Andre Olsen, Jacob Winslow, Conrad Sosin, Sovereign, Tobias Reinhold, Flavdorks 414, and we also have Wen2X. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.